Okay, hello guys, welcome back to the game. Let's go. Let's read our notes first and then we'll listen to the recording we recovered. Messages from the other side. I've been receiving mysterious screenshots and message threads, chat histories between now deceased individuals and others that describe events that took place in the past. A conversation between Sandy and Jarek, seemingly from when they were still a couple, followed by a conversation between Thomas, a victim of the orphanage, and his mother. According to Amber, these are ghost echoes or a way of sending a message to the living from the dead. If only I knew what they were trying to tell us. Ina's missing. Ina's disappeared. She sounded completely exhausted when she last called and was headed back to her hotel to rest. Samuel got held up at the party but was able to follow her to the hotel shortly after, but can't seem to find Ina anywhere. What the hell is going on in this strange village? Now let's look at what we recovered.
Belial, often referred to as the one without light, is mentioned in various writings as a demonic figure that can be both an adversary of God and a seducer of the faithful and righteous. It seeks to destroy the foundations of interpersonal coexistence in the relationship with God. A direct literal meaning of the term is unknown, or rather controversial. However, all interpretations agree that the term stands for pure evil. Some narratives describe Belial as the Prince of Darkness, the fallen angel who will rise from the underworld to lead Satan's legions in war against the armies of God. In Greek language writings of Judaism, Belial is even identified as the devil himself, the Antichrist, who is completely outside the order of God. Meanwhile, I am certain that it was Belial who was conjured up by Father John, and that this demon took possession of Amelia. The Father and the Brotherhood of the Bearers of Light strove to gain limitless power outside the orders of human and social coexistence. And this creature from hell, this seducer, was supposed to be the key to his power. I am sure they deliberately chose an orphan to conjure up the demon. The devilish creature takes advantage of the bodies of the orphans. Lonely souls whose greatest aspiration is love and care provide the ideal breeding ground for possession. But why did Belial choose Amelia? Why did some children die during the masses of the Bearers of Light? And what happens when this being finds a new human shell? If Sister Brown had not succeeded in banishing this godless being, the world today would be a different one, darker and colder. I can only hope that my book will help people understand these powers. People need to understand they are real and just waiting to be unleashed to doom mankind.
Damn. Okay, guys. So we're gonna text Poseidon. Please excuse me for disturbing you again, but we're in need of all the help we can get. That means you haven't been able to find your friends yet? I'm so sorry about that. How do you expect me to help you? Mr. Gruber said that your leaving the Brotherhood was not so voluntary after all. Is that what he said? Well, the trial caused quite a stir in the public at the time. I wanted to prevent further damage to the community and drew appropriate consequences for myself. Shouldn't this community have protected you? A community is only as strong as its weakest link. Well, it was suggested to me to withdraw. Are you familiar with the name Belial? Where did you get that name from? Guess it's a demon from Hebrew mythology, if I'm not mistaken. There must have been Satanist factions of the Brotherhood who wanted to conjure up this demon. As I said, the past of the Brotherhood has this dark side, but that's all over now. It's history. I still don't understand what you're trying to get at. Today's brotherhood has nothing in common with previous deviations. I have a feeling that you're trying to harm the community by any means necessary. One of my friends is dead. I need to know what's going on. I can't help you. If I tell you what I know, I'm sorry. Hello again. I just had another look at my notes. Revised everything I found out about the Bearers of Light, and also everything Henry sent me about his research. Our results match. What are you trying to say? Henry discovered that there had indeed been a kind of satanic cult. They operated under the guise of the church and in the seclusion of the orphanage your father wrote about at Amber. That's nothing new. Do you have anything interesting for us? Father John was the head priest of this cult. Over the years, terrible things were done to many of the orphans during rituals. Please don't forget the demon was summoned. You know how I feel about these things. Oh my god, bro. I try to stick to facts. But it really seems that Father John has tried to revive the dark past of the Bearers of Light. He wanted to lead them back to the fanatical roots. He wanted to revive the long-forgotten origins of the community, but it seems that was only the fantasy of a single person. I'm sure there's much more to all of this than you want us to know. Please calm down, Miss Fons. He managed to gather a few like-minded people around him, and he took his fantasy to his grave. Because after his death, nothing more was heard from the grouping. Ever considered that you could be wrong? What if this cult still exists? As with those spectacular stories, all sorts of myths and legends surround the orphanage. Stories of a curse or the tormented spirits of the orphans, even of the devil. But let's be honest, Mr. Gruber, it looks as if these are not just a few rumors. Even if you don't want to admit it, we can see what's happening there right now. Miss Fons, please. Since Father John also committed his crimes under the symbol of brotherhood, the real Bearers of Light naturally tried their best to keep the incidents from the orphanage secret. Although it could not be undone, but they could at least try to protect the reputation of the community. Mr. Gruber, we're not making this up. My friends are in danger. But this danger certainly doesn't come from the Brotherhood of Velvet. Not from any ghosts or demons. Oh my god. Please spare me your horror stories. But all this would confirm our fears. My father found out these things and wanted to publish them. That's why he disappeared. He was also aware that he was in danger. Otherwise, he would not have left me a warning. Miss Fons, if they wanted to prevent this, they have had far more powerful means. What means are you referring to? Money, for example. Everyone can be bought. It's just a question of price. Believe me. If the Brotherhood wanted to prevent publication, they would have resorted to other means than kidnapping or even murder. Henry was quite disappointed. The satanic cult could not be traced to the present day. It certainly would not have hurt the sales of his book if he had provided evidence of a satanic conspiracy. He actually considered embellishing the story, which of course I advised him not to do. Look for yourself. I know that today they have nothing to do with any occult practices, but would it be so bad if I embellish my book a little? A satanic cult that has influence on the economy and politics, that would make headlines. Henry, you can't publish any lies about the community. That could get you and many others in trouble. I guess you're right. Maybe I'll just come up with another name. Bears of Light doesn't sound very spectacular. That is a fake screenshot. There is no way. I think that should be proof enough. Henry's disappearance must be related to something else. Oh, I almost forgot. I must apologize for forwarding the judge's contact to you. Apologize why? I was told by a reliable source that she was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. So you shouldn't put too much faith in what she tells you. Or better yet, avoid all contact with her. I don't know. I'm not convinced, Mr. Gruber. I was afraid you'd say that, but these are the facts. I'm getting a call. Bye for now. He's doing it again. Gruber keeps dodging when you bring up your friends. And then that chat history with my dad? Well, that screenshot must be fake. My father wanted to get away from the image of the trashy novelist. I know him. He wouldn't have embellished his story to increase sales. This book was intended to cover the paranormal and the supernatural on a scientific level, not a horror story. And what he said about the judge, suddenly she's supposed to be schizophrenic? He's lying. Yeah, I agree. And he came forward right after the judge left the chat in panic. That means you've reached her. How did she react? When I mentioned Belial, she got all nervous. That's interesting. Alright, after that, Gruber comes forward and claims that she's schizophrenic. Funny coincidence, don't you think? If you ask me, Gruber is scared shitless that she's going to come clean. That's right, he's trying to silence her. Maybe they were in close contact. Their statements also seemed rehearsed. The judge wrote us after Gruber supposedly asked her to. Both were trying to convince us. Wanted us to believe the Brotherhood was harmless and that we're on the wrong track. That's right, actually, they both said exactly the same thing. I know. The judge was supposed to play Gruber's game, but she's starting to lose her nerve. Gruber got wind of it and wants to shut her up. The judge might have important information that could help us find your father and save your friends. And if Gruber really wants to silence her, then he's afraid she might give us exactly this information. We'll have to follow up on that, but what? You know what? I'm going to contact the judge.
Oh my God. I'm exhausted. I'm out. I can't believe it yet, but I'm out. But Leon was right on my heels. I'm heading to the parking lot. I'll see you there.
I really hope I can get some truth out of her. Can you please send me her contact? Sure, just a sec. Thank you. Keep your fingers crossed, please. Sandy still hasn't replied to me yet. Have you heard from her, Velvet? Is she okay? She's still in the house with Jarek. OMG, we have to get her out of there ASAP. Nicholas, I finally made it out there. Where are you now? I'm at the location that Ina sent me. Where they had the accident. Gosh, the car looks really bad. They're lucky they got out of there in one piece. Mika, it's so good you're finally outside. I just hope I'll find the orphanage. You must be close. Yes, but all I can see is trees and fog. I have no clue where to go from here. Wait, I'll send you my location. Good idea. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Damn it. This freaking orphanage. My message won't send. Crap, it can't be that difficult though. I'll just keep following the road. The last turn off was long ago. And since that, the road has only been straight anyway. I'll be in touch, wish me luck. I'll head to the parking lot. Just wanted to get away from this place. Velvet. Samuel, did you find Ina? I didn't want to write in the group chat. Sandy must be devastated after what happened with Jarek. Why, what's the matter? Here's what happened. I followed Stefan. I was hoping he would bring me to Ina. We walked down the road for a bit. He seemed very anxious not to be seen. We walked to an old shed. And what can I say? Jason was there. I thought he was on his way to the orphanage. That's why I wanted to DM you. I don't want any more panic. Nobody will come over, but there was never anyone on the way to the orphanage. It was all lies. The hospitality, the kindness which we were received here, the held they promised us. They have they promised us. All the talk about the sense of community. Everything Jason told us on the drive to where the accident happened. I had a bad feeling right from the start. According to Jason, this whole village community is some kind of cult. He originally moved here for his wife and son. Seemed like a little paradise at first. He was warmly welcomed and everything seemed perfect. They even had another child, a daughter. And from that point on, everything took a turn. His life became hell. His wife, who had obviously always been a part of this group, pushed him to join as well. And Jason, who until then knew nothing of their practices, agreed. He loved his family, didn't want to upset anyone, and didn't think much of it. So he and his son were to become members during a formal ceremony. During the ceremony, however, something unforeseen happened. They gave him and his son a potion. Jason said he suddenly felt ecstatic, almost like he was in a trance. Wait a minute, Ina was also like that after she had some drinks. Exactly. But his son suddenly collapsed and had a seizure. The seizure was apparently so severe that he bit his own tongue and then fell into a coma. Then Stefan is Jason's son from his first marriage. Yes, he is. Stefan suffered severe brain damage while he was in a coma. That's also the reason why he can't ride anymore. Of course, Jason was shocked. He wanted those responsible to be held accountable. And of course, from that point on, he refused to have anything to do with that cult. He tried to persuade his wife to move away. He wanted them to make a fresh start somewhere else, but his wife refused. Even worse, She threatened to harm their daughter and Stefan if Jason did not join the community. Still doesn't explain why he lied to you. He's just scared. If anything got out to the public, it turned out that it came from him, there would be terrible consequences. So he hoped that if he told us all the stories, no one would get suspicious and it would all fizzle out. Until he realized that we were probably in danger. I don't understand, what exactly are they planning to do with you? That's what I asked Jason too. But I had a feeling he was trying to avoid the question. Anyway, he wants to help me find Ina. He thought it would probably be best if we went back to the party together. Pretend everything is fine so nobody will notice anything. Are you sure you can trust Jason? Why else would he have told me all this? When I made my way to the hotel, it was Jason's job to stop me. To make sure I don't find out about Ina's disappearance. This is our plan. We go back to the party. Jason would report that he was able to convince me to turn around. To celebrate with him a little more. When they ask where we've been, he'll just tell them that it took a little convincing. I, on the other hand, will pretend not to suspect anything, mingle a bit, have a few more drinks. The drinks were spiked, Samuel. I know, that's why I'm just going to pretend to drink. Jason thinks that's probably how we can find out when they took Ina. Once I'm out, they'll probably take me there too. I don't know, it sounds dangerous. It's the only way to find Ina. We have to hurry, Velvet. If we waste any more time, the others will wonder where I've been. I'll be in touch as soon as I have news. I'm at the parking lot now. Gosh. The cars look like they've been put through a crusher. Are you safe, Mika? I think so, yes. Leon followed me, but I managed to shake him off. Tammy, or whoever she is, I just saw her standing in a clearing. Looked like a predator trying to pick up a scent. But I don't think she noticed me. I'm wondering whether they will ever be normal again. Can we help them somehow? You have to think about yourself first. I know, but they're my friends, Velvet. We were so close. We made such fond memories together. And suddenly they're attacking us. And Jarek. I can't get it into my head. I'm so sorry, Mika. Yes, I know. Mika, I should be arriving shortly. I think I'm almost there. Are you sure? I thought you were lost. It was so bizarre. On the radio, there was suddenly this voice. Sounds like a boy whispering. Sounded like a boy whispering. Oh no, 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 no. Just like what happened to me earlier. You can save them. And as if by magic, the coordinates appeared on the GPS. So we actually have a ghost on our side. Apparently so. Yes. I have no choice anyway. Hang in there, bro. I guess that means we have to wait and keep our fingers crossed, Velvet. Oh no, please. What? Here comes Leon. Oh no, 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 Mika. Wait. What? OMG, he's walking past. He didn't see me. I'm so scared. Well, what should I do? What if he comes back? I took Leon's car keys. There should be a tow bar in his van. I could defend myself with it if I had to, but he could notice. Damn, Bubba, what should I do? I think it should be meet your brother halfway. The sooner you get out of there. That is a better option, honestly. That looks like a better... Because hiding, maybe someone finds him, and taking a risk right now is not good. You're right, well, I shouldn't waste any more time. But Leon comes back or Tammy turns off before. I think only the one road leads to the orphanage. I pray Nicholas makes it this far. Anyway, I should stay quiet and keep an eye on my surroundings. I'm on my way. Bye for now. Talk soon. Hey, already packed everything for tomorrow. Hey, Jarek. Still have to get my laundry off the line. But apart from that, I'm good to go. Show off. Just threw a load in the machine. Probably won't get it dry until tomorrow. Typical. At least I charged all the batteries and packed up most of the equipment. Did you talk to Sandy? Did she pack all the snacks we had on the list? She did. She was a bit annoyed by all the special requests. Shopping took her more than an hour. Anyway, she managed to buy everything. Right, we're all set. Tammy just gave me a call too. She's so excited about the new location. Oh yeah, me too. If the rumors are true, this will be a really cool spot. For sure. It's about time we film some good material again. We need more views on our channel. I know. But I'm sure the drone and all the other cameras will make great footage. In an abandoned orphanage that's surrounded by all sorts of rumors and stories, it'll be sick. Kind of funny. 2 orphans travel to an orphanage. Orphans? Now that you mention it, I hadn't thought about it at all. Then we'll breathe some life back into the old box right on. I better get it organized. Wait, so Mika and Jarek are both orphans. Are we still meeting tomorrow at 5 a.m. at Leon's? Yep. Cool, get some sleep then. Lol, you want to talk. And don't forget the wine. I won't. See you tomorrow. See you. The judge didn't answer. Still hoping she'll get back to me. Anyway, the reason I'm texting. Just listen to the recording in my father's cloud about the demon. I don't get it. We know the demon prefers children of worthlessness as hosts. Orphans were considered weak and worthless. The fact that the demon possessed Amelia also confirms that. But what is Jarek's role in all this? Why was he of all people able to break the seal? We also know that my father was in this house before Jarek. Why was he spared? I know. I think I can answer that question. Jarek was also an orphan. That's an interesting piece of information. So this means that Jarek, without knowing it, has broken the seal of Sister Brown after his death. This evil and powerful being was forced to look for a new host. Mika and Nicholas are also orphans and they are close by. You need to warn them, Velvet. Your friends desperately need help. We have to find a way to stop it, Velvet. Damn, Mika's brother is on his way to the orphanage. Oh no, another potential host for the demon. What about the people from the village? I thought they were on their way. No, it was all lies. How do you know that? The policeman from the village, he confessed. This is not good news at all. What about your friends Samuel and Ina, right? They're still in the village, aren't they? They should get out of there ASAP. There's just one problem. Ina has disappeared without a trace. Disappeared? How could this happen? I'm afraid she was drugged at that party. I don't believe this. My father and now Ina have vanished. Sharik is dead. Your friends are in danger. All because the most sinister demon in hell on earth is looking for a new host. What do we do now? We have to keep going. Find out as much as we can. I feel so powerless. But you're right. We must do everything to save my father and your friends. We can't give up hope. OMG, that was close. What was close? She was right on my heels. I no longer believe that I could do it. Mika, what happened? Are you talking about Tammy? Are you safe? Yes. I followed your advice. I started running. I wanted to meet Nicholas halfway. Suddenly Tammy was right in front of me, like out of nowhere. Her face, her eyes. It's getting worse. That's no longer Tammy. I started running along the road as fast as I could. She was so fast. I would never have escaped her. But then I saw the lights. You can't imagine how happy I was, Velvet. Nicholas actually made it here. We're in the car and on our way out of here. So happy you're safe. Okay, we made the right choice, guys. I jumped in the car. We turned around. The last thing I saw was Tammy. Getting smaller and smaller in the rear mirror. I really thought I was going to die in that damn orphanage. I confess, for fuck's sake. This can't be for real. What's up? The car. It stopped. Huh? It was playing up all of a sudden and then the engine shut off. You have to get the car running somehow. It won't start. Tried so many times. Maybe the battery is flat. Now of all the times the damn car gives up the ghost. This is nuts. Hang on, there's something here. What do you mean? There's a little cabin. It's pointless. The car's broken. We'll try to get inside the cabin. We have to get away from the road and hide. Talk again soon. Shit, bro, shit. I can't keep it to myself any longer, Velvet. Just a moment. Hello, Miss Fons. Hello. Are you Poseidon? Yes, that's correct. I received your message and I'm really sorry about your father. I can no longer look the other way and would like to help you. I mean, you know where my father is, what's happening to him. Sorry to say, I don't know. What did they do to him? Amber, wait a minute. See what Carla has to tell us. Thanks, Velvet. Amber, I'm allowed to say Amber, right? Yes, but please finally tell us what you know. I will. I got myself a prepaid phone to be able to talk openly with you about prepaid phone, about everything. I had this feeling of being monitored the whole time. All good, I understand your concern. You have to understand. The very fact that I'm talking to you puts me in great danger. But I cannot and will not remain silent any longer. The Brotherhood, they're not as harmless as I've made them out to be. They're extremely powerful and pursue terrible goals. So we were right, they're dangerous even today. Yes, very much so. They work within the most powerful social circles and their manipulations affect the highest political group. They use this to realize their goals. For such a small group, they dominate a large portion of the masses in this way, turning away from everything that is generally considered Christian or humanitarian. They will stop at nothing to achieve this. Sounds horrible. That's exactly why I decided to tell the truth. I was born into the system myself. Even in my childhood, I was taught that charity or equality had no meaning. That a merciful God was only wishful thinking on part of the old and weak. There's only one true God, namely the one who respects man's true nature and does not put a stop to it. This is always about the survival of the fittest. That's right. Weakness only brings forth weakness. It's up to the strong to lead. There was only one law. Do what you want without moral concepts or conscience. Human dignity is inviolable and was mocked by the Brotherhood. I myself used to believe in it and live by it. You probably didn't know any different. That's right, even as a child I was taught that our opponent would be more powerful. Would need powerful allies to defeat. Our opponent would be powerful, and that we would need a powerful enemy, at least to defeat the enemy. My whole life had been preparation for war. Preparation for war? Yes, a kind of war that will seal the fate of mankind. The goal is to defeat God and his army. I was born into this community, raised by an early age to be of service of the Brotherhood, submitting unconditionally to and never questioning them. When I was growing up, this was accompanied by considerable deprivations and cutbacks. But on the other hand, there were also many disadvantages. I was educated at a private school. The cost of my degree, also at a private university, was covered. I never had to worry about financial matters. My professional career was mapped out very early. After law school, I was working for a renowned law firm. Not long after I was promoted to a judge. My life was not my own. It was completely controlled and under surveillance by the community. My days were planned and timed down to the last detail. There was no time for matters outside the community. Such things are often reported in connection with cults. Only few achieve perfection within the Brotherhood. Without ever questioning it, I produced my expert opinions and made my judgment for the good of the community. I was convinced I was serving the right cause. The scepter is to be handed over the one. They shall ascend the throne and rule forever. Whoever follows them may be blessed with power. The non-believers are to crawl in the dust and be enslaved. So the Brotherhood wants the rule of the devil. Call it what you like. The devil, Satan, evil, hell. These are all terms from the Bible, created to make people compliant. The bearers of the light pursue completely different goals. How do they intend to achieve these goals? It's very simple, Velvet. Fear and insecurity. Nothing is easier than making frightened and insecure people docile. Those who spread fear will also rule. How's that supposed to work? It's about influence. Think about social media. Flooded with hatred, envy, and resentment. Even news and advertising are designed to frighten people. I know what you mean. The media can strongly influence and even manipulate. Exactly, you either join the school or swim along, or you drown. And you were really part of this mechanism. I realized late how dangerous this belief is. Just ask yourself the following questions. Do you sometimes feel envious of the people who are supposedly better off? Or hatred towards those who you feel are taking advantage of the system? Have you ever been uncertain about your future? I think everyone feels that way at some point. And it is precisely these feelings that the Brotherhood uses to drive us apart. Without realizing it, people are moving further away from God. For a long time, it looked like the Brotherhood was going to lose this fight. But now they're about to achieve their goal. I'm so grateful you're opening up to us about all of this. There's one more thing I'd like to share. The Brotherhood can be extremely dangerous. I think that's also why your father went off the grid. He discovered more than he was meant to. I will try my best to help you. I will not continue to watch this organization reach for power. Together we may still have a chance to stop them. I don't want to give you false hope. The Brotherhood is extremely powerful. Our chances are small. Wait. I want to show you something else. It will make you realize how powerful our opponent is. Back in a minute. Damn it. They have my father. Those bastards, they kidnapped him.
Amber, I don't have much time. Listen to me very carefully. Whatever happens, we have to stop them. They've kidnapped me, and they're trying to intimidate us. You mustn't. We have to stop them. Amber,
When did you get this? Just now. What am I supposed to do? That threatening call earlier was clear. If I go to the police or dig deeper, they will kill him. Well, but I'm convinced they're watching my every move. You can't give up now. What choice do you think I have? I have no choice. I can't risk my father's life. They will never let him go. What if they do? If you were me, would you just give up hope if I comply with their demands? And just stay out of everything for now. At least he has a chance. Even though he wants me to stop them, I can't cope with this anymore. I have to think about my father's life. They're going to kill him, Bobet. Please. Don't try to contact me again. This is my father's life we're talking about. Please don't give up, Amber. I know we can do this together. Do you seriously believe that? How do you suggest we do that? We're fighting giants here and you don't even realize it. My dad's life depends on this. Oh hell, I know there's a lot more at stake here too, but I just need to think. Sorry, just give me some time. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Amber is scared, and I believe that is like a good reason to be scared. It's her dad we're talking about, it's her father. Obviously she's scared, but let's see what happens, guys, in the next one. This is actually getting super good now. Bye bye. Back in the next one.